Hi there folks, my name is Mike. I'm hanging out here in Bedford, Indiana, waiting for my buddy Kevin to show up so we can go visit Donahue Cave. In the meantime, I thought I'd go over some of the lighting and video equipment that we'll be using today. We'll start off with the lighting, and we'll start with the biggest one. This is a 75 watt head made by EXI Vision. It puts out around 8,000 lumens of light. Just to give you a little perspective, a 1 watt LED light for flashlights or helmets, they put out around 80 lumens. So this is very good for lighting up large caverns, domes, rooms, passages. It has a bulb temperature of 4200 degrees Kelvin, which is a warm color, close to the natural color of sunlight. And of course, with all video equipment, you need a diffuser, because you want a nice smooth looking light source. So EXI Vision makes a very nice diffuser. Pops onto the top of that, and as I said, really smooths out the light. So that's our big light for lighting up the big rooms and passages. Our next light is a 35 watt HID. It's sold by AAC Style. It puts out 3000 lumens. And it too has a bulb temperature around 4200 degrees Kelvin. And I don't know if you can tell in the video here, but this has a different reflector than most flashlights. Most flashlights have a smooth, shiny reflector. This has sort of a textured finish to it, which is called an orange peel type of finish. Now what this does, this type of reflector, it makes your light a little bit more floody. It smooths out the light pattern so you have fewer artifacts, and it also winds up your hotspot. So you may not have as much throw with this light as you would with one that has a smooth, shiny reflector, but I think for our application it's going to do pretty well. Now you may ask yourself, well, which one is better, the textured or the smooth, shiny? I think it's just a matter of preference and depending on what type of application you're using it for, but we're going to give this one a shot. And again, with all lighting, you have to diffuse it. So this has a rubberized pop-on diffuser. Slips on just like that. Now I had to make one for this light, so what I used is the EXI Vision material. I took this and I cut a 76 millimeter diameter piece out of here using a Dremel. There's an adapter for it that turns it into a router. And had to do a little grinding work on the sides. Pop that baby in. Works like a champ. Does really a nice job on smoothing out the light pattern. So this light is good for medium-sized rooms or smaller passages. So we got the big one, we got the medium one, and now we're going to the small one. This one is mounted to my helmet. It is a 13 watt HID. It's actually a trail bike light made by Light in Motion. It's called the Arc Ultra. It puts out about 675 lumens of light. And once again, we have to have a diffuser for it for video work. So I was a little creative. I made my own diffuser. This is a regular cheapo plastic light bezel. Then on the inside, there is another lens that I bought from flashlightlens.com. It has a textured finish to it, which helps diffuse the light. And I glued that in the back. And then in the front, I've added some additional diffusing material that you can find at Lowe's or Home Depot for fluorescent lighting. Cut a little piece out of there and glued that on. Then I drilled 2 holes in the bezel and stuck in a rubber band. So the way that works is you put it on top of the light, pull the rubber band around the housing, and a rubber band keeps the diffuser on the light. Works very well. So that leads us into the video equipment. So on the side here I have a helmet camera. It's made by Extreme Recall. It records at 580 lines of resolution. Does a very nice job on video. And again, you have to diffuse the light when you're shooting with a helmet camera. All helmet cameras that I found have a tendency to accentuate the hot spot of a light. So if you don't diffuse your light source, a lot of your video is going to have like burned out sections wherever the light or the hot spot in the light hits the subject matter. So this helmet camera from Extreme Recall, it records onto a mini DV camcorder. This is a Sony DCR HC32, and it records onto a mini DV tape. This goes into a waterproof Pelican case, and that Pelican case then goes into my butt bag. The system works out very well for caving and for rafting. Last video piece of equipment that I have, this is a Sony DCR HC96. It's kind of an older model, but has done very nicely for me. I put on a wide angle lens. I think it's a 7X. I don't know if you want to go much wider than that, because then it starts looking fisheye. But for caving, since you have narrow passages, you definitely want to have kind of a wide angle lens. It'll give you a better picture. This one is very small in size, very portable, which I like. And it has a larger CCD chip. I think it's 3/4 inch. So the larger CCD chip that you have, the better your camcorder typically does in low light, which is very important. Anyways, we've talked about our light sources and we've talked about our video equipment. Hopefully that's been of value. And make sure you check out the Donahue video. It's pretty cool.